Hello, YouTube. This is another belated birthday video. As before, it's always chronological order. We did Kevin's last week's because that was his is always first throughout the year. Now it's as time goes by, it is Nate's turn. And
hmm
last year we ranked our top 10 Pokemon for his video,
Yeah, and we
which is a very fun video. That still has a lot of views. I'm like
And a lot of
surprised.
mental links. For some
yeah
reason, we have mental links.
Indeed.
yeah, and we did video game waifu tier list, which that was also pretty fun too.
Yeah.
That we did. But this thing is actually this is not really more so like what we did on my channel because one thing on my channel is that we did like like separate anime characters with like showing off their Pokemon roster, and that was like a lengthy video, so not really this. But so this actually goes to what Kevin and Nate did before that, how they actually showed off the character as well as the team.
hmm
So we're gonna see that, and hopefully it's a lot shorter than what we did before on that one because
Yeah.
that was a
So
long time editing.
yeah. So let's
Yeah, it
not.
was.
So no ranting, no pee breaks, nothing.
At least not too much if we can.
Yep, so it'll be pretty straightforward. So without further ado, let's start with
The fuck is this? Oh, electric. Oh, come on.
Oh my, electrode! Oh my god, it's gonna be one of those videos, isn't it?
Yep, that's what happens when I usually make the slides. Be expecting this.
All right, I'm looking forward to this for real. Let's go.
Alrighty, so for the first one, we decided, yeah, birthday boy, I decided to go first, and the first character I decided to go with, I brought him into the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. I'm bringing him back for Pokemon,
Yay.
Mr. Gagio Red Fox.
Yay. The only good character in Fairy Tale. Yay.
Hey.
Hey,
Urza
hey,
exists.
hey, Trey, you're a Gagio fan too. I don't want to hear that.
I said Urza exists. They can both be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair point. But anyway, the team for Gagio, it was a little tricky because I want to capture the dragon aspect, but also like the dark aspect and the steel aspect. So I decided to go with this team.
Yo.
Now she's
Okay.
gonna laugh so hard at seeing he has a fire type.
I know it's
No.
ironic.
No, it actually fits. You'll see why.
Yeah, because Incineroar, the reason why I picked it, obviously Panther Lily. So some of the other cat Pokemons are like hit or miss. Meowscarada doesn't really fit Gagio all that much, so Incineroar, yeah, that will definitely fit.
You know, I can imagine like Lynn literally like first hates Gaj's music, then by the time he's in Incineroar, he's just like jamming it out because it's so good.
Yeah, jamming out. And speaking of music, that's the reason why I picked Exploud. Because Whismur, it would actually get timid around Gagio, but when it becomes louder and Explode, it would go along with the music too.
Wait. So you're saying the first concert together?
Yes.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, Steelix, Aggron, and Arcalodon, they're all steel types, and I feel like those steel types fit Gagio the most. Steelix for the intimidating factor, Aggron for the fact that Gagio and Aggron eats iron, so that's a very good fact to incorporate in. And Arcalodon is actually part dragon, so I gotta at least have one dragon type for
Yeah,
Gagio.
because if you don't, he's a poser. He can't be a dragon slayer if he doesn't have a dragon. Fucking poser.
Yeah, it's on Dragon Slayer if you don't have a dragon type Pokemon. Keep that in mind. And of course, the last one, it was tricky. I wanted to go with Marshall to represent the Shadow Dragon form, but I was like, wait, no. I think Darkrai fits him way more, because one, it's a misjudged Pokemon, as we all see in the Darkrai movie. And two, Darkrai does go into the shadows, so it's a perfect fit for Gagio.
Rogue sitting in the corner, jealous that he caught a Darkrai before him.
Rogue is not worthy of a Darkrai. Are you serious? Nah. He's a piece of shit. Rogue should die. Oh wait, he did die at one point.
Yeah,
Okay, wow.
that's like the first part for my team. I love this way more than the Yu-Gi-Oh deck I gave him.
I would say that a lot of his team is mostly weak to like fighting and ground, but oh shit, all of them are weak to fighting.
All of them are defining, but hey, Guys,
No,
he won't give a crap.
No. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just like, holy shit, that's right. They're all weak to fighting. So
Yeah.
goddamn. But yeah, Mega Aggro. That's awesome.
Yep. Anyway, for the next one, Kevin,
Yo.
well, we're gonna stick to the fairy tale trend, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I didn't. Wait, no, I didn't have Natsu in the Yu-Gi-Oh one, and I didn't have him in the last one. So why not bring him in this one?
Yep.
Nice.
So his team. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously, guys, when you think of Pokemon and Natsu, what do you think? Charmander. Definitely, he wants a Charmander, so he get one. Like maybe it could be like that, an egg, like he hatched Happy in. He raises it to become a Charizard. And while yes, they do have two Megas, I feel like X works. One because it becomes Dragon. Two because X is more like a physical fighter, and Natsu we know he's more of a physical fighter. Although yes, he does use long range, and I think Y would be good. I just think X is just bits more. Plus, like, just imagine Natsu riding a Charizard X. Like that'd be just kick ass.
Double Fire Dragon Roar.
Yes. Next would be his Salamence. Like
That one I'm curious about.
yeah, like we all know Natsu isn't smart in the conventional sense. He's smart early when he's fighting, but like in the conventional sense, he's dumb. It's like Bagon. They're both headstrong. Like I can imagine, like the first time Natsu meets a Bagon just fucking headbutts him, and he just gets so pissed he headbutts it back. Keeps going until eventually they're both just laying on the ground, bumps on their head, and then Natsu's like, "You want to come with me?" Bagon's like, "Bagon." And then eventually Bagon would just want this dream of flying, and I feel like Natsu would support it to become Salamence. And honestly, like I feel like yeah, he would want a dragon, so I definitely give him a Salamence. Plus, Salamence is considered one of the strongest dragon types.
Oh
so.
yeah, without a doubt.
And while I would give him Mega, you know, I still feel like base form Salamence is good. Snorlax, Natsu eats a lot, especially fire. So
It's like
Although-
the same reason I gave Toga a Snorlax.
yeah, it's true. But another thing, just can you guys just imagine Natsu practicing on Snorlax? Like he keeps practicing his fighting. Snorlax is just like,
He's unfazed by it. But you want to know the funny thing?
What's
Snorlax
up?
like, decided like to retaliate back for training. Knocks Natsu out in the air, like how Goku flicks Krillin.
Oh,
across
yeah.
Korea.
But still, I feel like Natsu would definitely love Snorlax because he's so fluffy and such, and you know he wouldn't be mad at it. But also, Snorlax would definitely be there for Natsu. As for Natsu's fourth Pokemon, I'm not going his legendary yet. Dragonite, another dragon, but I also feel like this would be an interesting case where Dratini is just a very timid dragon. Maybe in a way representing how Natsu was when Igneo left. So seeing this little Dratini, he decides, you know what? I'm going to take care of it. Helps raise it to become a proud dragon, and so they could always spar all the time. And like, I can feel like, I also feel like it could be like Ash's Dragonite, where it just fucking keep hugging him, and Natsu's just like, wait, no, you don't. Oh, you're so soft.
Well, better than going for Iris's Dragonite. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah, that piece of shit. And as for Arcanine, I would have given Natsu a cat. Yes, I would have given him a cat, but I just feel like Growlithe and Arcanine would definitely be an interesting case, you know, because I feel like Growlithe could be like a hype man for Natsu, like how Happy was. But then, unlike Happy, Arcanine could actually be useful and not be an annoying piece of shit that always talks about Fish and Carla and just be there and then ruin one of the best fights in fair. Okay, you know what? I'm going off tangent here. But Arcanine, like I definitely feel like Natsu would definitely want another fire type, and I feel like Arcanine fits, especially because it's a legendary Pokemon. Although, I can imagine a funny scenario where Natsu's like, guys, I get it! I caught a legendary Pokemon! Natsu, that is not a legendary. No, the Pokédex says it's a legendary! Natsu, it says it's a legendary Pokemon, it's not a legendary type. Well, that's different! It's a legendary Pokemon! You know what? Yeah. You did it. Now, as for Natsu's final Pokemon, there was only one Dragon Fire Pokemon that fits, and it's Reshiram. And honestly, I can see this working. I know maybe Zekrom could fit more, but I feel like a Reshiram would kind of be like a more elegant fire user for Natsu. I feel like if he tries to fight it, like Reshiram would eventually respect and want to train under Natsu just to see like how far they can both go. Plus, like, god damn, I can just imagine. Can you not imagine Natsu flying with Reshiram? That's just kick ass.
That's like how I imagine Gashio flying with Zekrom.
Yep. Oh, yo, imagine them teaming up. Natsu, Reshiram, and Gashio and Zek, dude. That would be the sickest shit in the world. But anyway, yeah, that's Natsu's team. I know, yes, it can be weak to ice, but I still think it's a pretty solid team for him.
Yeah, and hey, if Gashio's team is all weak to fighting, this is acceptable. So
Yeah. Plus, there was one person said Natsu should get a Flareon. I'm like, are you high? Flareon's trash.
it's not a
Hey.
good evolution.
It's trash, though. I'm wrong. Not wrong.
Hey.
Anyways.
All right, so the next one, Brandon.
Ooh.
Are we gonna stick to the male trend?
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Yes, Rain! Yes, Rain Shroud! Yay, the
Yep.
Beast Tamer!
Rain from Beast Tamer, and it's ironic you mentioned dragon types, Kevin. About
Oh,
that.
no. No way.
Yeah,
You guys meant to link with Reshiram.
that we did.
Do y'all not give a fuck about the black version of Reshiram? Like, what's going on? Or Zekrom? Do y'all not give a fuck about Zekrom?
Okay,
Zekrom, but-
little spoiler, I do have him on one person's team, okay? I love Zekrom, but Reshiram just fits more, Trey.
Yeah. So like, little bit of backstory for Rain, because he's a beast tamer, and a lot that's the name of the show is that. So it's really like kind of like scratching my head about how to like try to portray that for his team. So I thought to myself, it's like, well, he does tame legendary creatures in his show. So I figured it's like, well, dragon types are actually pretty common, and some of them actually do fit the style of some of his companions that he makes in that team. Like, for example, like as we know, Reshiram. To me, that's kind of like his like mental picture of Tanya. It's a strong legendary creature, and Tanya is like brash, bold, and very powerful. Reshiram is that incarnate.
Yes.
And then some of the other ones like Noivern. Like Noivern was actually wasn't really too sure like how to think about it. I think this one was actually kind of a last minute one to add, but looking at their stats, I was like, huh, okay, that's actually not that bad.
Yeah, plus Noiver's an underrated dragon type, so it would actually work.
Yeah, and so it also brings me over to Absol. About Absol's, like, to me, it's like, I guess it kind of like if you really want to think about it, it fits similar to I keep forgetting the cat girl's name in
Kanade?
Yeah, Kanade. It kind of fits like that. Like, it's definitely more of like a up close and personal type of a fighting for the Pokemon, but definitely like Mega Absol is something that like definitely like can do that, because in Beast Tamer, the Rain's companions do grow in power, and Kanade does get stronger with the different like forms and the unlocking skills while being tied to Rain, and so I think Absol can be that easily.
Yeah, because Mega Evolution only works when you have a strong bond, so for Absol to gain it, it just shows that Rain has a really strong bond with him.
Yeah.
With her.
I picked Mega Absol correctly. Wow.
And technically, his last two companions are technically like spirits or fairies. So I figured, you know what's actually a good one for that? I chose Gardevoir, because that kind of fits. And like, because in the Beast Tamer world, the spirit angel fairies, they are pretty fucking broken. And as we know, Gardevoir is fucking broken.
Just like any other fairy types in.
Yeah, you hear that, Trey?
And you should have picked Sylveon, but Gardevoir's good.
Look, I'm gonna take all these fairies and feed them to a dragon, okay, out of spite.
I know you. So, but that also brings me up to like something else that actually shows for Rain's like character development is that he's actually pretty good with hand-to-hand fighting. He can actually call on the powers from those animals that he tames. And definitely one that actually kind of fits like that was definitely both Slizzler and also
Zeraora. Yeah.
Like, both of them actually kind of fit that, and it actually works with Rain's ability. How like he's like very like diverse in the animal kingdom. Some of them like have different like abilities that he can call on. Plus, I need a good grass type and also I think electric type kind of fits Rain because every time I rewatch it and I see him punch the hero, it like shocks him metaphorically.
Thunder punch.
So it kind of just fits. So like Rain is like I wanted to expand more on him with some of the, like he is going to be part of my first Persona story. But I think like Pokemon definitely is a good time for him to show off his real power.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah.
I feel like he'd be a breeder like Brock. He'd be like
Yeah.
that. Because how caring he is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So wait, does that mean he also gets a harem? Because like I can imagine he goes to a town and like he's so famous that all the girls are like asking like, oh, do you have a tip to like raise a Pokemon? What food should I get? And Ray's like, okay, ladies, please, just poor Ray.
Yeah, I know.
But he's gonna be successful as a breeder. I can tell.
Oh yeah. All right.
Right,
last
so
but not
next
least.
up, Trey. Yep,
Oh.
we're gonna be sticking to the male trend, and this one, I'm actually curious.
What the fuck is this?
Yo!
His name is Yuichi Jin from World Trigger.
Oh, it's one of the characters I haven't seen yet. Okay, cool,
Yep.
cool.
And Trey, this team, holy crap, I am blown away by it.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
curious.
basically for those that need to know, is
Hey,
Yuichi
yo!
You're
All
psychic.
psychic. Holy.
because in the setting of World Trigger, Yuichi Jin can see the future. And
What the fuck?
Yeah, that is an ability.
yeah,
That's-
basically his shtick is he can see the future or alternate futures, and depending on the actions of others, it may change. Pretty much, it's like he can just see branching paths. And normally, this series would work around that or come up with some bullshit to make it inaccurate as fuck. No, it's played straight. He is literally one of the strongest characters in the show that ends up causing their organization to succeed almost in everything because of how accurate he is and how smart he is with his ability. And it's great. I fucking love it. So to resemble that, I decided to grab a lot of psychic-based Pokemon particular to fit with this. First one, obviously, Alakazam, a very classic psychic Pokemon. And honestly, I could just see him in his initial evolution state and Yuichi looking at this Pokemon like, oh, you're pretty cute. And then immediately seeing his future like, oh, you're gonna be fucking great.
It would be pretty funny, like every time like you try to like the pet Abra just teleports. It's like
like I knew you were gonna do this, but it's still so goddamn annoying.
It's only fun when you do it to other people.
Oh, what a,
yeah, that's true.
what a petty bitch.
And then we have Espeon. Look, I like the evolutions, okay? Yeah, they're not always great stat-wise, but I like them.
No, I like him too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Flareon.
I mean, I have Umbreon as a favorite, so
Man, I
And I
can
feel like-
definitely see him just like, please not Sylveon, please not Sylveon, please not Sylveon, please not Sylveon.
oh my god.
Except Sylveon. Fuck Sylveon. But in any case, I foresee Espeon being one of the Pokemon he keeps more close on hand. Like Alakazam, I could see him leaving Alakazam in a specific spot to counter his opposition because that's how he usually operates. Whereas Espeon, I could see him like on his shoulder, going in tandem, tag teaming their opponents and whatever. Because like it can fit with that. And same thing with Meowstic. Like whether male or female doesn't really particularly important. Like you can even have a funny bit where it's like, huh, it was more likely you were going to be a male, but you know what? I'm good with this.
Yeah, female. I like the female design a bit more than the male.
Jeez,
What's the names with Pokemon giving them?
dude, trust me, Power Word is not any better.
No, I do know that. That's true.
And both Meowstic and the next Pokemon,
Chimecho.
yeah, Chimecho.
Yeah.
I feel like those two can pass off as like very unassuming, like be underestimated by their opposition. Like it looks like a fucking wind chime. Like what are you going to do? Get blasted with psychic energy. That's what it's gonna fucking do to you.
And Chimecho's just like chime, and everyone in the audience is just like,
It'll be funny if Chimecho did use explosion, because maybe he can use that move.
chime.
It can work. Like I said, psychic. So like he can pretty much think of whatever he wants with this.
I mean, okay.
Gallade, psychic, and also a blade type going with Yuichi's gimmick of being a swordsman. Because fun fact, his sword basically carries multiple blades inside of it that he can just astral project off of any surface.
Ooh, that
Okay,
is
how bullshit is World Trigger with these abilities?
Really fucking.
It's really bullshit. Like this guy takes the Kiba sword birth thing on steroids.
Fucking.
Well, But he looks cool though. Like
Continue.
And Sigalith, honestly, I was just scrambling for psychic Pokemon, but honestly, I still think this one fits a lot as well. Like, it just goes well, even though it's probably the most clashing with his aesthetic, I feel like they can also still vibe with the character as well. And honestly, I'm satisfied with this team. I chose an all psychic team, and it's a very unorthodox team as well that fits Yuichi's character because he's a very unorthodox person.
yeah.
And Gengar. What? Gengar, you lose. Also.
But yeah, like these first sets of teams, wow, we
It's
started out pretty good.
I like it. I like it.
Pretty diverse.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's see if
Alright.
we can keep up the momentum with the second one. Now the
Yeah.
second one, I decided to go with Akane.
Of course, your waifu from
That's
Oshinoko.
totally fine. She can definitely work as a Pokemon trainer.
Mhm.
Or coordinator.
Yeah, in this one, she's going to be a Pokemon coordinator. And this team, no lie, I almost went with normal types. Well, actually, yeah, I went with normal types because they're very versatile. So the team that I picked for Akane,
I'm sorry. Every time I see Mr. Mime, I'm just like, oh, jeez.
I always think of Detective Pikachu, but anyway.
Oh my god, yeah, I think of that too. Oh man,
Which Pokemon is that last one? Because I don't see him.
It's a
Terrapagos.
Terrapagos.
Ah,
He's
Yeah,
a new
it's from
Pokemon.
Scarlet and Violet, but yeah. Empoleon, I went with that one because I don't know why. I kind of see it with a Piplup. It's actually like a cute Pokemon. It's usually underestimated, like Akane, and they managed to adapt pretty fast, which is the reason why I went with Ditto. Because we all know Akane is a very genius actress, like Kana, but I think with Akane, she was able to like study the character and actually like mimic their mannerisms and the voice a bit more. So it's actually pretty impressive. So I guess the Ditto also mirroring that as well. And Mr. Mime, yeah, I went with that because Mime Jr. does mimic its trainer's characteristics. So I can imagine like Mime Jr. just like trying to cheer up Akane and just both of them being giddy at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Plus, I don't know why, but I think like a funny running gag is just like when Mr. Mime would probably be like put up an invisible wall just to mess with both Anna and Aqua.
Like, look, it was funny the first time. Not
Why are
anymore.
you doing this? Mr. Mime. Yeah, Stoutland, I went with that one because it's actually a pretty intelligent Pokemon, and I see a lot of detective-themed characters use this one as well. And we all know how smart Akane is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
if anyone has seen Season 2, woo, that actually
Eh.
shows Akane's intelligence.
and also the manga, especially what happens.
Yeah, no kidding. And the fifth Pokemon, Oricorio, sorry if I butchered the name, some Pokemon's names are hard to pronounce.
No, really?
Yeah, I went with the Sensu style in reference to Akane's love and passion for theater. And plus, that is a very elegant looking Pokemon.
It is.
And Terrapagos, it was tricky to find a legendary, but then I remember, wait, Terrapagos in its stellar type, in a way, it actually shows how versatile it is. So I can see Akane specializing in Terralization with this.
Yeah, especially how it can freaking do almost every single type of Pokemon on it.
Which is kind of fucking broken, but okay.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. It was, no lie, similar to Pokemon Horizons. Yeah, that little Terrapagos would definitely be like the curious one too, and like trying to wander around the theater. And it kind of is like, Terrapagos?
Yeah, he
Terrapagos?
Like, Aqua, do you see him? Yeah, he went over there. Why did you stop him? He just... Oh, Aqua's such a dick.
He can be a dick at times, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Alright, no, but not a bad. Definitely more fits a lot more with Akane as a character.
Yeah, and for a coordinator too. So,
Yes.
so the next one,
Yay. Was
yep.
Hey.
Yay! The guy that kicked the shit out of Bakugo. Yay!
Oh, we're gonna brag about that.
Yes, I'm gonna brag about that. Yeah. So I had to go with my boy Senku, and let's show everyone his very science brilliant Pokemon team.
Hey yo!
Yeah. All right. So we all know, everyone except Trey, because Trey is uncultured, knows about Dr. Stone, how it's set, pretty much everyone gets stuck into a petrified state for about over 3,000 years. So now civilization's gone. The wildlife has taken over again. So Pokemon that represents that, Venusaur. Plus, we know how Senku always gathers medicinal herbs and such. I can imagine, like, he's looking, and then one day, oh shit, the Bulbasaur. I can just imagine like a Bulbasaur just curious, like what is this guy's deal? So he just follows him and eventually decides to go with him. And also, I feel like Senku would abuse the shit out of a Bulbasaur, not abuse, but like use a Bulbasaur a lot, and then eventually becoming Venusaur, and just his mode of transportation. Because let's be real, Senku's kind of a wimp. Like
yes,
he's physically weak. And of course, the next Pokemon, I know it's a little weird, but Colossal, I feel like fits how Senku is all about reconstructing, and Colossal using fire and stone definitely helps with that. I can imagine he's the reason that helps that they build the road again. And of course, when Senku needs a fire source, he's like, Colossal, I need your help. Like, just lights up the fire, and I can just imagine he tries to give a high five to Colossal, but then he forgets. Rock type. Oh, rock type. And of course, we have Orbeetle, the Pokemon, the bug starter, kind of like one of the wild bugs you see in Gen 8. And I can honestly, it really fits Senku, because Blipbug definitely looks like a nerdy Pokemon. Dodler definitely feels like a kind of nerd that's stuck in his own cage, like Senku. And then Orbeetle definitely became a psychic bug, which I feel like would definitely fit Senku a lot more. Plus, we all know he loves science, so having a Pokemon that resembles kind of a ship would definitely be up his alley. The fifth Pokemon before his legendary, Alakazam, because Senku is brokenly smart for like Trey. This guy counted every second the entire time he's petrified, literally counting every second until he knows exactly how long they've been petrified, exactly the time of day it is. Like, he knows, and it's.
I remember hearing about that aspect of that, and like Senku being that patient. That's very fucking impressive.
I know. So I definitely feel like an Abra would definitely be interested in his intelligence. I feel like, imagine he somehow recreates chess and they just play. Then it goes 2D, then 3D, then 4D chess. And they keep playing. They're just evenly matched. Taiju's like, this is so who's winning? No one.
It's a draw.
It's just, and then of course Mega Alakazam is of their bond. I feel like definitely fits. I know Senku is more about science, but I can definitely tell he's more interested in the ESP and such. But then there's Magneton, who is the Magna Pokemon.
Didn't go Magnezone.
I did actually go Magnezone, but I kind of misspelled it, so we'll just say this is Magnezone. Basically, we know Senku made a magnet. It's somehow he did. He made a magnet, so I feel like finding a Magnemite and Magneton, Magnezone definitely fits, because he's also recreating electricity and such. So definitely this feels like a Pokemon he would use. Plus, I can imagine he builds his own magnet, tries to see if there's a positive or a negative reaction. Imagine it gets stuck on Magneton. He's like, oh crap.
Kahaku, come here.
Okay, yeah, it's stuck. Magna. I know. I'll figure it out somehow. But then it goes to his final Pokemon, Deoxys, a Pokemon whose origin is a mystery, another psychic type. I feel like this will be an interesting one because we know how deep Senku goes into science. So I feel like focusing on DNA like Deoxys would be an interesting aspect. Plus, I can imagine him taking notes on like all the different forms for Deoxys and always coming up with different strategies during a fight. But yeah, overall, like this team just definitely fits Senku to a T, especially during the Stone World.
I thought for certain at least another good Pokemon that could fit Senku is definitely Metagross.
The supercomputer Pokemon.
Yeah, basically because he's a supercomputer.
I forgot. I blanked out. I did not.
Hey, this is still a solid team, though, and Alakazam, still a good Pokemon.
Oh, he is. He is.
Shut up! You're just making me feel better.
Oh, we're totally not patronizing you.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, you're a dumbass at times.
I'm not the one bullying you. These two assholes are.
Anyways, all right. Let's move on to Brandon.
All right, Brandon, I am not surprised you picked this character for the next one.
Yeah.
Rin Tosaka, definitely. And here's what's actually kind of funny. Like Rin, I was actually thinking like, I could probably do like rock, ground types because of like the Philosopher Stones and like gems and stuff like that. But then I figured like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually gonna go with Psychic Pokemon with this team.
Wow, we're sticking to the Psychic type trends.
All right. Well, what?
I went with this.
Oh.
Exactly.
This is a nice little chick. I especially love Talonflame there.
Oh yeah, going off of like with Talonflame, I was actually kind of figuring this out. It was actually this kind of resembles a little bit similar to how I got a Gallade as well. Very similar to Archer as her bodyguard. So it's like a very much a they're like heroes. They are very like well guarded to Rin, and it also it kind of fits to have like some kind of like back corner, because especially with how Rin is in the Fate universe, masters are not supposed to fight. It's just the servants, and just the color schemes and the move sets of Talonflame and Gallade kind of fit with that. But this goes into like everything about her psychic style with like say Espeon. It kind of does work enough with Espeon because of the fact of how just like more, in a way, Espeon in the evolution is very more elegant. It's a very almost a little bit more, it acts a little more feminine and high and mighty in a way, kind of like Rin. But it also just it's kind of like funny how especially in the Tosaka family, the Tosaka have put a lot of pressure on Rin to like be a prodigy, and she does pride herself on that, but she never really feels that kind of love. So I feel like Espeon knows that from the psychic abilities, and that's why it evolves into that, so it can be there for Rin ever since it was an Eevee.
You know, it's also because Espeons, they evolve through happiness in the daytime. So I can imagine Rin, like, when she comes back from school, she's like, Eevee. I'm sorry. She picks up Eevee, she's like, oh, I needed that. Like, she's
a cuddly Pokemon, so...
Yeah, so I can imagine, like, definitely Espeon would be there for Rin. Oh my god, I can imagine Rin, like, backtalks Shiro, and Espeon just like she walks away all sassy, and Shiro's like, what the did I do to him or her or whatever.
Oh, that's also
whatever
another plus.
This thing is.
That's also another plus side to all these Pokemon. They're not going to try to kill their past selves.
Oh, time travel is such a mindfuck.
It is. Fate is a mindfuck. But this also it leads me into Starmie. Like Starmie. However how the fuck you pronounce it.
Starmie.
But like, because we all know like its previous forms, and then Starmie is actually for a water type slash
rock type,
like rock, and how it actually, and also it goes into the psychic. It actually it's a very underrated Pokemon. I don't really see it being that used anymore. And definitely, like, I was going for like a theme for the gem, and it's basically the gem for its eye, as how Rin is very passionate about Philosopher Stones and like just stones in general. Just like how like she can actually study Starmie and actually just see like what actually makes this gem what it is. Because sticking with that is actually Diancie, as how we know like Diancie is also like a. If you look at its mega form, it's basically like a rock with a gem. So yeah, basically, and that kind of like goes into the whole like it's also very like in a way I think Diancie kind of resembles Rin, like what Rin wants to be,
especially with the shiny form.
Yeah, it wants to be a little more like open. It wants to like not keep their emotions hidden. So I feel like that's definitely like something that Rin can do, and actually can like bond with that as well as Eevee to Espeon.
Aw,
That leads me into her final one, Lunala.
I love Lala.
Yeah, Lunala is it's such a nice Pokemon. I mean, as like this is probably taking a little bit of inspiration for what Kevin did in the last video with Miku when he gave her Lunala. But I think for this one as well, this is like a shadow guarding Rin, as like she is like being a high prestige person in like a very very rich and notable family. She's gonna need protection, and probably not just like physical, but also like keeping her like mentally stable as well. And that way, like Lunala can actually be a way of like kind of like your guardian angel, like your shadow that's protecting you in a way.
Yeah, plus, don't all the Fate Stay Night fights take place at night? So
Yeah.
Lunala's always there, so I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
So, yeah,
Majority
like-
of their fights, I think the one with Medea when she attacked him on the bridge was during the day.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but everything else was like at night, so I could just imagine. And also, like, Nebby evolved into Lunala, so I can imagine like Rin as a kid probably saved Nebby, and then it slowly evolved, now becoming Lunala, and now just
Oh
watching
my
over
god,
her.
I can imagine like the mid form. She's gonna struggle picking that thing up.
Yeah, because it's a fucking rock.
Yeah.
Heavier than it should.
Shiro,
yeah,
stop being a bitch and pick this up for me.
Ugh, fine. Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong, little hero? You can't do it. You just said.
Do not. Not right now.
That's funny.
So yeah, that's kind of where I was going with for Rin as like a in a way you could kind of say she could like graduate to be a gym instructor or even a coordinator in a way, given her backstory.
Oh, okay, interesting. Or maybe an explorer. She could be like she could definitely explore like different Pokemon ruins that
Mhm.
you know that that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that was like a really solid team. So,
I like it. I like it.
all right, trade this next one.
It's better be good. Toshiro Gaia. Let's go.
Yo,
Damn right.
underrated boy. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know Trey actually liked Toshiro. Nice.
Yeah, like he's one of my favorite Bleach captains in all honesty.
So you're saying he's very cool?
Nate, let's just get to the Pokemon.
All right. All right. All ice types.
He's so fucked. No, just kidding.
I wanted to go for mostly like pun is not intended. Okay, this is just came to my head. I want to go for mostly like stone cold stoic kind of vibe with that one outlier. That one outlier being obviously Vanillish, because it looks silly as fuck, and it is silly as fuck. And the reason why I chose is because that's kind of what Toshiro's vibe is. Like that's his dynamic with his squad and Rangaku. Like he takes his job and position very seriously, and yet his second in command is like the most unserious, lazy person in the Soul Society.
I was thinking like that's probably an inspiration for that filler arc where they were at the beach and Toshiro was just eating shaved ice while everyone was dealing with that watermelon monster.
I can imagine like whenever Toshiro like is just bringing out his Pokemon for supervision, someone's like, "Wait, don't you have 6?" Like, "No, I only have 5."
Where's
Oh,
your
he's
sick-
embarrassed.
That's kind of fucked up. That's kind of fucked up, man.
It's a little fucked up, but ironically enough, Vanillish is also one of his strongest Pokemon, even if stats don't really convey that.
Okay.
So think of it like a trump card, similar to his Bankai.
Ah.
Because his Bankai looks cool. Vanilla looks derpy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But to the other side, Beartic. This is such a representation of Toshiro's growth too, because like you have his initial stage is just a little bear cub, then he becomes like a giant ass polar bear willing to put you on your ass. Similar to how Toshiro, even with his Bankai, he's still a kid, yet the moment his time runs out, he becomes a full grown adult creating fucking glaciers.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Wait. Is it weird that I can imagine like when no one's looking, Toshiro takes out Beartic. He's like, "It's time." Beartic sits on the floor. Toshiro just sits on his belly. He's like,
Ah, I needed that to work.
Right.
just a calm breath. and then he gets off. Okay, we're good. Next week. Mm.
Get a move on, you lazy fuck.
Rangaku takes pictures and has it as blackmail, which is how she can slack off all the time.
Yeah.
Oh
Jesus
god.
Christ. Oh God.
The poor man.
Please.
Then we have Sand Slash, obviously the Alolan version because like that's its ice type variation.
And it's the best.
Yeah,
Better than the regular one.
kick-ass design. I can easily see Toshiro just scoffing at the regular design, like obviously don't compare to you. Weavile.
Yeah,
I
we
fuck up that pronunciation all the
It's
time.
okay. It's okay.
Weavile also fits that vibe. Kind of like gives off this like, I don't know, just level of class that Toshiro is trying to go for. In addition to Sand Slash's appearance as a ice bladesmith.
I mean, they could be like sparring partners if you think about it.
Oh yeah, they would.
Yeah, honestly, I can easily see Weavile being his prime go-to for sparring. Then you have
Frostlass.
Frostlass. Yes. Also, if I'm recalling correctly, she is also a ghost type, correct?
Yes. So
Yes.
Weavile is a dark type as well and Sand Slash is Spark Steel as well. Just letting you know.
That's perfect because he's a fucking Shinigami or Soul Reaper, whatever you want to call it.
Oh shit, that's true.
That's
I can easily,
more.
I can easily see Frostlass being a case where he initially thought it was a hollow, but then realized, oh wait, I can use you.
Jeez, the way he said it. Okay.
Oh damn.
I mean, he is a Soul Reaper of the Core 13 Squads. He's a lot
Yeah,
more
but-
pragmatic with his mentality.
That's
Yep,
true.
and Cragno?
And yeah, Cragno, just the ultimate symbol of pretty much Toshiro's vibe. Heck, I can even see an idea where like, you know how like his timer is based on like giant snowflakes behind him or snow petals?
Oh my god, don't tell me.
Imagine like if he freezes Cragno and just has him as disguise just to dupe his opponent into thinking that he has more time than he actually does.
That's very risky. Very risky.
But
I kinda like it.
the visualization is pretty cool.
I do like that.
But
God,
overall,
these cards are just chilling me.
damn it,
Yes.
Nate.
Yeah, guys, cool off, alright? Jeez.
You all.
What? You can't take the freezer burn, Trey?
Just chill out. Just chill out.
But overall, yeah, I really like this team. Like, second round, all right. Liking the momentum that we're having here.
You know, the last list was cool, but this is ice cold. All right, we're done. We're done.
minus 2 on that one.
Oh,
I'm gonna stuff it in the freezer when this is-
Alrighty, so Kevin and Brandon mentioned two of the same characters before, so I was like, fuck it, might as well bring the third one in.
the fuck?
Itsuki!
Itsuki! Yay! I feel like this would be Trey's best girl. I feel like
Yeah,
she
I
would.
feel like he would like Itsuki.
What would be funny if he actually if he likes Akane? I can kind of see it happening.
Yeah, I can kind of see it too. But
That's funny.
anyway, Itsuki, it was a little tricky, but I decided to go with Psychic types just to round things out. And as for her team,
What the? Oh wow! Wow!
Oh my
wow,
god!
Wow! Wow!
So it's
Right.
like, so it's like Alakazam just a fan favorite right now.
Yes, he's the best
as
psychic, bro.
as well as Espeon.
yeah.
Brandon, he stole your due.
I'll
Kill him! Oh,
Blaziken, it was tricky to find a starter type Pokemon for Itsuki, but then I was like looking over like the base starter types, and I was like, oh yeah, Torchic would actually kind of fit Itsuki a bit because for two reasons. One, Torchic doesn't like the dark, and we don't know how Itsuki gets during like the Halloween phase during the camping trip.
Dude, yeah, she fucking bailed on her own sister.
yeah.
Because she
That's
got
like,
scared.
wow.
Look, you buried bitch.
And the second one, yeah, aesthetic, and Blaziken could definitely have that sass too. It would actually really fit out pretty well. And for Snorlax, just like Toka and Natsu, she's gluttonous.
Dude, you know what'd be funny if like she made a whole meal, then she hears one of her sisters calling her. She goes to come back, everything's gone. She's like, "What? Where's
Snorlax.
Snorlax.
you jerk?" She's like punching Snorlax's belly, but he's just not doing anything. And Miku's right there, like, "Why did you even catch it?" Because he was cute as a Munchlax. No, now I made
And
it
it was
out.
it's so cuddly.
You know the food bill for Dad is putting us on financial debt. We literally have to move out in the next week. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta train him.
so dark.
It was so dark, but yeah, it kind of fits in a way. In Starmie, I had to go with a star themed Pokemon, and I decided to go with Starmie because that thing is actually, like Brandon said, it's a really underrated water and psychic type.
It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
is.
Alakazam, I decided to go with that one because, lol, popular psychic type, and honestly, I could see Itsuki using Abra to get away from Futuro just to like the study by yourself. Is like, all right, Abra, come here.
Abra.
Hi, Shido. I meant Futuro. Ah,
God damn it!
Baka.
ah.
We're bullying
And,
him.
and Jirachi, I decided to go with that one because it represents wish and good luck. And we all know Itsuki, out of all the sisters, she believes in good luck the most.
Kind of bullshit, but okay.
It's kind of bullshit. I mean, like, but that scene at the shrine does kind of solidify that.
Yeah, it does solidify it, so. And of course, Espeon. Well, Kevin and Brandon gave Miku and Nino some evolutions. Why not give Itsuki one as well? So, and Espeon really fits a lot.
I just realized, like, yeah, all the Quints would have an Eevee, and each one would have a different evolution. That's so fucking
absolutely.
amazing. That'd be fucking amazing.
Makes me wonder, what would Ichika and Yotsuba have?
Yotsuba probably. Okay, wait, well, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, but let's get back to it. But yeah, overall, Itsuki, pretty underrated team, sure, but I think this one really fits the theme very well.
So, hey, just make sure you have enough food. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason why she's called Itsuki.
Oh, that's
All right, the next one, Kevin.
Yes.
I hope you get your chin ready for this one, buddy.
Me. Me.
with it.
Joey the God for the wheeler.
What the hell's wrong with everybody's face?
Okay, yeah, I don't know why they gave him that chin face for like all the filler episodes, but honestly, I love it.
It's hilarious how
They
he
even
made
brought that
all-
back in the movie, too.
Yeah,
Yes.
like all these years later, it comes back in Dark Side Dimensions with both him and Tristan.
But yeah, Joey Wheeler or Junichiro Katsuya in the Japanese, but we all know him as Joey Wheeler, the Godfather of Duel Monsters. All right, this team was a very interesting one. I got some ideas online, so yes, Dan, I'm copying you.
No, I'm just laughing at Wooloo.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me explain. Let me explain.
Exactly.
Dragonite made a comeback too.
Yeah, so let me explain. Blaziken. Joey, we all know, before he and Yugi became friends, he was a bully to Yugi. He always fought him, but eventually Yugi saved him, and that's when they became best friends. And every time Joey will fight. Like, he's willing to just drop the deck and just go on hands. And honestly, I could have gone with Incineroar or... sorry, I had some shit in my mouth.
What an Infernape.
Shit, yeah, Inferno would be good, but I think Blaziken definitely works because he's more like a fast fast fighter. So I definitely feel like that could fit. Plus, I can imagine Torchic. Some reason, like he is in a fight. Torchic's just randomly coming by, sees it back. Oh, food! Jumps in. Joey comes home, and there's a Torchic. He's like, what the hell? And then eventually he raises it to become a Blaziken. And also, I just feel like it would be. Plus, you know, it could be a little small reference to Flame Swordsman if you think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Wooloo. Okay, Brandon, what is one of the most iconic spells Joel uses in almost every duel to protect himself from damage?
Scapegoat.
Yes, Scapegoat. That's exactly why I chose Wooloo. Like Wooloo,
Oh my god, those guys are annoying.
those are some annoying scapegoats.
Scapegoats.
Yeah, so I mean, this also represents Joey's soft side. You know, he's like deep down under that Japanese Brooklyn Fury. He's a good guy, so I feel like Wooloo represents that. Plus, I can just imagine like Wooloo is like eating in his apartment. He's like, "Damn it, Wooloo, we gotta go!" Like he's stuck in the door. God, why do I feed you so much?
What would be kind of heartwarming too is how like Scarecrow would eat everything except for Kevin's cards because he understands how important those are to him.
That's funny. Now Zekrom, Red Eyes Black Dragon, definitely represents, because we know like after Joey won that against Rex, he like that was his stable card. So I feel like Zekrom represents it. Plus Zekrom is all about power, and Red Eyes is about power and potential as well. So I feel like this definitely represents it. Like imagine he somehow catches Zekrom, and when he's using it in battle, like, everyone's like, "Holy shit on a shit sandwich, but hold the shit." Wheeler has a Zekrom? Yes, I do. Like, and plus, like, I can imagine, like, somehow if he meets Kyurem, they fuse together to make Kyurem Zekrom. That would be just even better. Yeah. Now, Bishop is kind of a mix of both. It's kind of a mix of a lot of Joey's warriors, mostly Guilford the Lightning and Flame Swordsman. But I feel like Joey would definitely want like kind of like a knightly Pokemon. I know I could have gone with King Gambit, but Bishop is definitely just one I feel like Joey would have, because it represents his warrior aspect from his dual monsters.
Mhm.
Dragonite, Baby Dragon. Because we know Baby Dragon was like one of Joey's most recurring cards. Doesn't look like anything, but then when you use with Time Wizard, it becomes 1,000-Year Dragon, and I think that represents Dragonite. Though I can imagine, like with Natsu and like with Ash, Joey's Dragonite just loves hugging him, and it's like, "Come on, we're trying to get in the middle of a fight. Come on, stop hugging me!" And he keeps coming like, "I'll pet your belly later. Just fight." But honestly, I feel like Dragonite would unironically be one of his aces besides Blaziken and Zekrom. And BTM definitely is a Jinzo reference, because Jinzo is machines that use psychic energy. BTM definitely uses that. I feel like BTM would be kind of Pokemon trade that Joey would make. Like someone says, you want to trade, and so Joey just gets a random Pokemon, trades with him, gets an Ehiam, then evolves to Behiam, and he's like, you know what? I like this. Because, Joey's deck was always it was completely random, so I feel like Behiam would be definitely a wild card. And plus, I can imagine even Kaiba's like, Wheeler's using a Psychic type. Huh. It's not as dumb as he looks. Yeah, I'm not... Hey! Yeah, this is Joey's team, and I feel like this definitely represents his dual monster. Like in a what-if scenario, I feel like this would be Joey's.
Cool. Plus,
I agree.
Other than Jinzo, I do see Behem being like a good reference to Time Wizard as well. Because
no, I think a good reference to Time Wizard was the Clink Clang Pokemon.
Oh,
yeah, but that one's shit. So I went with Behem.
Okay, good point. Good point.
All right.
Anyway, Brandon. Well, might as well go with a female route.
Alexia!
Hey,
Wait, what?
Blank spot?
Yeah, so Link, so apparently,
Yeah, I screwed up on that one, but
Nate made an oopsie on that one.
yeah, but oh well. I might as well showcase like the full team and Alexia at the same time.
But yeah, so Alexia Midgar is basically my favorite female in Eminence and Shadow, outside of the of Shadow Guard.
Yeah.
I have another favorite in Shadow Guard, but she's definitely like the thing that drew me to her is definitely the fact that she was like she's second in line under her sister for taking the throne, but she's always seen to have like basic sword play, and she always wants to try and be something better. So what better way to actually kind of take that inspiration than actually like to actually use Pokemon types that actually by being inspired her, which is Sid, aka Shadow. And I think the best way I kind of like probably did the first Pokemon that would probably remind her of that is definitely Mightyena. As a way, it's like it's a little bit of a callback to Alexia's like fetch Fido. Like that's definitely a little callback, but I think it also just shows like Mightyena is like Sid. Like Sid has like that different like personality, as Mightyena has that like it looks like a normal dog, but it's actually a very fearsome wolf knight like dark type Pokemon.
Mhm.
But that also goes into the whole thing about what I actually have for is a Meowscarda from
Oh yeah, weak cats full and grown.
basically like what I see when I see about Meowscarda is kind of the fact that it's in a way League Cat is not the best grass type starter, I would have to say. But when she evolves into Meowscarda, that's when like it actually turns from like just a normal grass type to a grass dark type. And it actually does kind of resemble Alexia actually wanting to move on to actually be something different. Which could actually be that mysterious thing about her with Umbreon. As that could be like her Pokemon that she has with her around the academy, and actually even Umbreon to me is like my second favorite evolution for the Eevees, just because like its design is like, and plus, I think a lot of people are gonna say like, yeah, no, she always has that Umbreon with her. Like sometimes even forget it. Like, are those two even related? I mean, they have the same eyes, don't they?
Wait. Speaking of that, doesn't Umbreon and Mightyena have the same scowl as her?
Ha! But this definitely brings us into Zoroark.
Oh.
Like Zoroark is definitely like a mysterious like dark type Pokemon. I think that's actually something about Alexia. Like she has that determination, she has that ambition, and Zoroark is also that like basically a monkey wrench to other people's ideology about what she is. It's like her swordplay may be basic, but it has like, if you change it up just like slightly, it's like you're fighting a different person, and that actually shows why she's doing that when Sid saved her in season 1 and how we see her in season 2. But this actually brings us to Moltres, it's a Galarian form. How like this one especially, and also Spectrier, like this kind of resembles why like Alexia looks up to Shadow in a way. Like she wants to know who Shadow is, like just in this like presence of power, it's overabundance of skill, and like where she wants to be. And definitely like some stuff is happening in the manga. I'm not really too sure. Like maybe she will be joining Shadow Garden. I'm not sure, because there's definitely some seeds being dropped in there. But definitely, I mean, Moltres with the like Sid's like I am atomic was this thing with his magic, and how Moltres looks in the Galarian form. But Spectre can actually be like a reminder to Alexia about like to like no, like I have to know about Shadow. I have to find Shadow. And and plus like she still like has that like we saw that in season 1 how she still has the photo of her and Sid together, how she's like, no, yeah, we broke up, but she's like still jealous of people getting close to him. So it's like a reminder, like, yeah, no, like I have to find this person. I have to be I don't have to be a damsel that needs saving all the time. I can fight for myself.
Nice. A very solid team for Alexia. And some of them even represent knightlyhood too, especially with Meowscarda and Spectrier. Nice.
I mean, I would personally give her Ceruledge, but that's okay.
I thought about it, but
yeah, but this one really works out pretty well. But
yeah, it's true.
You see the legend on a single list though.
Alrighty, so Trey, yeah, we're evening out the gender with this one.
Going back to the classics, Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, she would love your number, Kevin.
I know he's a guy.
Kurama.
Now, obviously, with Kurama's shtick, guess what his overarching type is?
Fire. He got plant. He gonna burn.
Ah, Kevin.
Yeah, all of them are weak to like. All of them are weak to fire and flying.
Okay. Can I just say I love that Rosalina is just giving an attitude like.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I just think the grass types are just they're like the the bug types, they have like the most weaknesses to a lot of
Yeah.
like different types.
Yeah, you know, from this angle, it looks like
Rosalia.
Rosalia's looking down at Trey like, seriously?
Like, I feel like this ties into Kuruma's whole shtick though, because like even in canon, he often gets underestimated a lot despite his reputation as the fox demon. So I feel like it would showcase his intelligence in using the type that is weak to the most types more effectively than any other character. Like imagine he kicks the ass of a dragon type gym leader with this team.
Honestly, that's possible.
Yeah, honestly,
If they know dragon
it was-
moves. Because Superior does know Dragon Tail.
But overall, though, Superior, like, I wanted to balance it out with, like, a mixture of, like, elegant, beautiful, and just straight up scary and intimidating. Obviously, you got Superior, Lilligant, and even Belisam fulfilling that bill. Like, especially in the case of Lilligant and Belisam, they don't look that intimidating. But, like, who would be intimidated by plants until they start poisoning you or making you fall asleep or distracting you while a Superior strangles the shit out of you?
Jesus Christ! So he's a stat user, huh?
Yep, he's very annoying to fight.
both,
Then you-
both in canon and with Pokemon.
Exactly. Then you got Carnivine, who, unlike Team Rocket, he understands how to keep them away from biting his fucking head.
But it's still a funny running gag, though.
You know, I can imagine like in the beginning, Carnivine does that, but then Kurama found a perfect way. Stick. Whoosh!
And then he found an even better solution after joining Yusuke's team. Kuwabara.
God damn. Like,
Oh.
Kurama, keep this thing away from me, dude.
but he seems to enjoy you.
You
How
like
can I break
to.
up such a beautiful friendship?
That's not the issue here, you dick.
Oh God, poor Kurama.
You're such idiots, but
And then you got Shiftry, who, in all honesty, I feel like would get along very well with Hiei in some regards.
Oh yeah, because they're both edgy
Oh, yeah,
Dark
that's
Lords.
Yeah. So, like, I guess that's a part of the reason why Kurama is able to relate to Hiei so well, because Hiei only likes one of his Pokemon.
Oh yeah, should. Okay. But
And
plus,
then
like,
you-
oh, sorry, you continue.
Then you got Roselia, the Pokemon that is giving this look all the time to Yusuke.
Like, what? Like, okay, like Kurama.
What did
Seriously,
I do?
you exist.
seriously?
Wow, well, everyone's saying, like, yeah, you may be pretty, but God, you're a dick.
Hey, Pot, my name is Kettle.
Shut up. But also, I'm kind of surprised you didn't, like, think about Ninetales to elaborate on Kuruma's fox form.
Oh,
I thought- I honestly did think about that, and maybe I should have chose him over either Lilligant or Belisam in hindsight. But overall, I'm satisfied with choosing a mostly grass aesthetic,
Yeah.
and I also think Superior herself or himself, whatever,
Whatever Pokemon is, dude.
whatever gender.
yeah, whatever gender. I feel like Superior goes into that intimidation factor. Because I can imagine like him in his Ninetales form and Superior wrapping around him like a scarf. That would create some pretty intimidating imagery.
Oh, that'll look cool.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. Also, it's like Jesus. I did not know you were into BDSM.
It's
Oh,
not
and-
like that.
Oh, and side note, actually, on that note, I feel like Superior and Shiftry would be the only Pokemon really comfortable with Kurama's Ninetales form. Because while his Pokemon love him for what he is, let's be real, his Ninetales form is fucking damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True,
pretty
true,
solid
true.
team. I'm surprised he didn't go with Roserade, but it's a very elegant looking team.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, for my turn on this one, I'll admit I almost considered doing Janu Song from Soul Leveling.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, but I decided to mix it up and go with my other boy, 2024.
Show Oshina, woo!
Okay.
The Vice Captain Heckler.
Yeah, I mean, he should probably turn around right now because there's Kaiju right behind him.
Not gonna fall. for it.
Does it matter with him?
Oh, yes, sure. He has like 36 360-degree vision.
Yeah, he had some good senses.
Oh fucking hell. Okay.
Don't know how, but whatever.
Yep, it shows how sharp he is. And speaking of sharp,
Yeah, I want to see this team. Holy
hell.
oh shit, man! You are really going in with the whole blade aesthetic.
yeah,
Holy fuck!
great aesthetic, and yeah, I can also see a bit of being a dark type user for Hoshina. Yeah, Sceptile, pretty iconic Blade thing Pokemon, and plus we all seen how Hoshina like jumps around like the walls area, like he's like a freaking gecko with that ability. Like holy crap! Like both he and Sceptile will be fast as hell. And speaking of fast, yeah, I went with Ninjas. Considering that Hoshina's a display specialist all the way from the period, he's actually a pretty well-renowned sword fighter, and Ninjas is a very annoying Pokemon if you let it set up. And that goes into like the other Pokemon, Zoroark, which he can actually use for illusions. Plus, no lie, considering that Zoroark could transform into anyone, I feel like Hoshina would let Zoroark transform into Kafka just to mess with him and just heckle him. It's like, Zoroark, you know what to do. This is Kafka Joey is just like laughing just to be a smug troll.
I mean,
I can
he's
see
a
that.
troll during the normal days.
Oh
that-
yeah, he is.
Ninjask, the second one, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny seeing all these 5 intimidating Pokemon, and Ninjask is just sitting dead center.
I mean, he's a pretty good Pokemon. Trust me. Like
Yeah,
he took
It's
out
only
Ash's.
practice.
I mean, he tied with Ash's Squirtle. So
True.
Yep.
It's meant like aesthetic wise. It's kind of like a big, like a funny clash.
Yeah.
oh,
it's
okay,
a
I got you.
class.
I got you. Like Toshiro with the Chrononauts.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And that goes into like Drapion as well, because Drapion is a pretty powerful Pokemon. We all know how powerful Hoshina is. Plus, it's also a reference to something in the manga that I do not want to spoil for anyone that has not read it. If you read it, you know why.
He looks similar to Kaiju number 10.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, Hoshina did fight him. So yeah.
And
Yeah.
that goes to the same thing with how Sceptile looks with an upgraded look for him in the manga.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yep, and the same thing can be said for King Gambit, because yeah, I originally wanted to go with Bisharp, I do, but I think King Gambit would actually show Hoshina's true potential with his limits. Especially with King Gambit's ability, Supreme Overlord, because it's broken. To sum it up, if Hoshina were like to lose like 4 to 5 Pokemon, King Gambit gets strong with the amount of Pokemon that has fainted. So yeah, you better run for King Gambit.
Which is like, how?
It shows how broken
Like-
King Gambit is, man.
It's like Pokemon. This is not fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
And that also goes into Zacian as well, because again, a renowned sword fighter, and I can definitely see Zacian seeing a lot of potential in Hoshina, because yeah, Hoshina was pretty belittled during his childhood. That's until he was recruited by Mina Ashiro, and that's when I feel like, yeah, I feel like King Gambit and Zacian will be his signature Pokemon. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty proud of this team, fitting for his aesthetic-wise, his type-wise, and for how versatile and how deadly he could be with all these Pokemon.
Oh yeah, just imagine Mina with her white tiger, and then Hoshina brings out
Zacian.
Dacia, like those two that right next to each other.
No, they be
Oh.
growling at each other like. "Rrr."
Yeah, cats versus dogs.
That would be funny as hell. Though. Let's be real. That'd be funny.
It would,
as
but it would be a really cool shot though.
It would be pretty cool, and Hoshina would just like laugh at it while Mina was just like,
No, wait. I can imagine like they both have like the leashes, and like you see Hoshina like pulling Zacian while laughing. Mina's just right there, there with like a chain while holding your tiger, just like.
we seriously need to get them sorted out, but this is still pretty funny.
Nah, just lets it go.
All right, have fun.
No.
just like say like, Like, okay, all those days of like having a laugh. My
Yeah.
turn.
And the funny thing is, we'll do it too, just to go with the joke.
Basically,
Jesus Christ. Oh man, that's funny. It's funny as hell.
it is because
Yeah.
he's a funny guy.
All right.
He's a funny boy. And Kevin, I was actually surprised when you picked this one, but concerning with season 3, yeah, you have every right to pick her.
Yes.
Mayumi.
Yeah, Mayumi Sayagusa, aka the girl that Trey says shouldn't be outside because apparently she's pale as fuck.
She is.
Or the fact he says she's too tired.
She also looks too sleepy.
Trey,
Your taste in women must suck though, man.
yeah.
Look, she looks like she needs 10 cans of Red Bull, and I don't have enough money for that.
Who drinks Red Bull?
Hey, go to a basic grocery store. They're cheap over there.
God damn, buy some
Just,
Gatorade, man.
just give her a cup of coffee. It works the same fucking way.
Starbucks is bullshit.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
I'm not-
Anyways,
I'm not
let's
talking
move,
about.
let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, moving on to the team.
Oh, this one's very interesting. Yes,
Oh,
because Trey, since you're not gonna watch it regular, she does use ice magic a lot, so definitely got to go with an ice aesthetic. And Polion definitely fits because she is going to be the head of the Sayagusa group in the future, so I feel like she's technically royalty. So, and plus she could be considered royalty in the student council. I can just imagine, like, she brings Piplup every meeting, and somehow he just sits next to her in his own little chair on the table. Everyone's being like serious. She's just right there, like playing with Piplup. Like she keeps poking him, and Piplup's just right there, like working. Let me work. And then eventually becoming Apollyon, and I feel like now he would be the bodyguard. So every time Tatsuya comes in, I can imagine Apollyon just like.
just raise the flipper, like.
Tatsuya's just like.
Okay.
Oh, you're so jealous, Apollyon.
I'm honestly
Oh,
just looking at this team of ice types and thinking they must really help her when she wants to hibernate.
God damn it, Trey.
Can you mute him, please? Can you mute him for like ever? Anyways, going to another evolution, Glaceon. You know, I feel like again it's another ice Pokemon. I also feel like she would have an Eevee. Like I feel like she would be so rich she could have an Eevee and eventually becomes a Glaceon. And of course, like I can imagine like imagine if Miyuki had one too. They'd be such best friends, even though Miyuki technically sees Mayumi as a love rifle.
Yeah.
That would be
I
the
mean, to be
funniest.
fair, both of them use ice, so.
It's just funny as shit just seeing their two Glaceons. They're just like buddy, and Mayumi is like definitely friendly with Miyuki, but Miyuki's just like love rifle.
At least she's not as
Okay,
extreme
Jada,
as
calm
Juvia
down.
is.
No, I'm not saying I know, but remember she did freeze the table a few times.
I get that. I get that.
Just saying. Anyways, but going off though, ice Pokemon, I'm going with Gardevoir because Mayumi is known to be very caring and empathetic to a lot of people, and I feel like Gardevoir definitely represents that. Although I can imagine, like, remember the skit in Honorstein when Mayumi was pretending like she and another of the student council members were pretending to be Tatsuya and Miyuki. Imagine she does that with Gardevoir, where she's Miyuki and Gardevoir's Tatsuya. They're just reenacting, and Tatsuya's like, "Okay then."
Is that how you see me?
Of course. God of all.
Well then.
But also, I can just imagine, it just shows how powerful Mayumi is because of her bond with Gardevoir, like especially with her Mega Evolution.
Mhm.
And even Apollyon's just like, whoa, like goddamn. Frostlass, another ice Pokemon, but also another feminine like Pokemon. I feel like Mayumi definitely although I can imagine she kind of pulls some tricks, like especially for like Tatsuya, like he's walking around and suddenly he sees like a note out of thin air, and then he looks in the corner. This is Frostlass.
I don't know why, but remember the Valentine's Day episode in season 2?
Yes,
Why
of
do I
course.
feel like Frostlass would probably add fuel to the fire.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Just like Frostlass. You add the cocoa. Frost.
Frostlass.
Just the dead look in their eyes. Even like Gardevoir is like, I do not know what she's thinking. I'm scared.
Mm-mm.
Then Ninetales, of course, adding to Mayumi's beauty, and not gonna lie, I can imagine she rides it to school. Like she could take the bus or a limbo. No, she rides her Ninetales, and everyone's just.
Is it big enough?
I think so. It should be.
Because I really like. I know Ninetales is a big like dog type Pokemon, but it's just like I don't know if it's like big enough to ride on.
Okay, then I'll have her walk with Ninetales every day. That's better. And then, of course, the final Pokemon is Tapu Lele, who is known as the affectionate of the Tapus. A psychic type. I feel like Tapu Lele definitely shows more of Mayumi's mischief, because we know like she's very serious in the student council. She's a very caring person, but she's also quite the teaser. Let's be real. So I can imagine Tapu Lele is just right there, always coming up with schemes that when she graduates, oh my god! Imagine like Mayumi Tatsu having one last moment before she graduates, and Tapu Lele is like, "Oops!" Like bumps her to accidentally peck Tatsuya, and Tapu Lele is just giggling while Mayumi's like,
Oh my god! No! You want to know like the even funnier? When Tapu Lele opens the door in the changing room.
Oh,
that would be so evil. Because like I feel Tapu Lele would hear it. She's like, "Oops." Okay, we're moving on because I'm laughing too much at that idea.
I'm already laughing with Hoshina, man. So yeah.
But yeah, overall, I like this team. Definitely fits Mayumi as a character.
Yeah, it really does.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Brandon, you actually kind of took a page from Trey last time, and I'm
No
curious
way.
how you're going to do this take.
Oh, he's
but-
copying my homework?
Yeah,
Wait,
I chose White Steiner for this one. He probably is the second best written character in Eden Zero.
Yeah, like I really like his character a lot. So
I like him more than I like Gray. I like him so much.
But yeah, no, like his ether geel is all about electricity and inventing. So it's safe to say that like electric types is what he should have. But this is what I have for mine to differentiate from Trey a little bit.
Jesus,
all right,
it's gonna
yeah,
be
because
crazy.
you're definitely going to flex on Trey with this one.
A little bit.
That is.
Oh yeah. Like
Holy
for like a
shit.
starter type, definitely it would be good for Raichu. Like he would have a Pikachu easily enough, but when he would evolve it to Raichu, that can give him like experimentation to have like different like having Raichu charge different like weapons that he creates, or hell, even charging his arsenal armor as well.
I can imagine like Weiss, like he's late to meet the professor, and that's why he has a Pikachu. That Pikachu just does not like him, but eventually warms up. But the problem is now that it's a Raichu, it's heavier. So when Weiss is like in bed sleeping peacefully, Raichu's like, "Wake up, buddy! You know this was fun when you were a Pikachu. No, not so much."
No,
Right.
I can also see Raichu even mimicking Steiner's smugness too.
Right, baby.
But it gives us like the whole thing with Jolteon as another evolution. But this one is out of the three originals, Jolteon is probably one of the. It is probably the favorite out of the three originals.
It's probably the best one, yeah. But
Design wise, aesthetic wise, personality wise.
I mean,
Hold
granted,
on.
yeah. I mean, of course, I would say like mine is definitely Vaporeon out of the three, but I still say Jolteon is still a good thing.
yeah.
And
I'm suddenly thinking there's a rivalry between Raichu and Jolteon, because Raichu is a starter, but Jolteon, it looks so cool, and Weiss always gushes about that.
But I think probably a good like the two like main Pokemon he would use, especially for like developing some more inventions and developing more skill sets for his arsenal armor, is definitely Vikavolt and Magnezone.
Oh yeah, easily.
Like trying to think about like especially how he would actually incorporate Vikavolt's electrical tendency to absorb electricity as well as producing it, without having to like overcharge his arsenal armor and stripping him butt naked in front of everybody. I was like,
Yeah, I'm glad it was only a one-time thing.
exactly. I was like, Bro, that's a big design problem you have there.
Why do I feel like Hermit and like her Pokemon team is like, oops, we forgot to program it. Sorry.
But I think this is kind of why I was wanted to drag this one in, is because Orbeetle is definitely a good like bug tech type to understand, and as we just discussed that with Senku on Kevin's list, Orbeetle is a very smart Pokemon.
And you have Dean Pokemon, especially with G-Max.
So yeah, like Steiner would have the access to like expand his knowledge on how to like perfect some certain designs, and like even expand like what more you can do with it. But definitely, I think a good think about this for a second about when he comes in with his arsenal armor, but he also uses a Miraidon.
Oh, Miraidon. Oh, I love
the electrical dragon.
The future version of Silazar.
It's so aesthetically cool. It fits his whole character as well. I think this even can like copy his even like Raichu, it can copy his smug attitude. But when he actually flies in with that one into battle, these are going to be a force to be messed with.
Oh yeah, goddamn.
Especially with his arsenal armor set.
Because Koraidon, like you could ride Koraidon. That's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like it's a little bit of inspiration from what Trey has done, but I think this one is probably something that more so why Steiner would legitimately have, especially like say with this team, he could probably even be a champion if I'm being honest.
Or gym leader at most.
Or gym leader.
Gym leader or Elite Four.
Oh, Brain, you're trying to say you made a better team than me? That's what you're trying to say?
Yes. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry,
hey,
Trey.
hey,
This one is
hey.
better.
Like, hey, you said it, not me.
Oh,
You set him
Oh,
up.
you hear that? He called you a bitch.
And with that crowd clip.
Yeah, I love you, buddy.
Nah, same to you, man. We're good.
No homo.
All the homo.
Yeah. Again, we're gonna round up the gender equality with this one. And Trey, yep, you decided to go with your girl from this shonen.
Shinobu Kocho from Demon Slayer.
Terrible. Okay. I mean,
I'm indifferent to Shinobu.
I just had to get that out.
Yeah, she's mid. She's definitely mid.
She's better than Esco. She's better than Esco.
Well, yeah.
But
Anyway.
obviously, her type is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Bug types, abundance
Holy
of.
jeez.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Of course, obviously, Shinobu, she puts on this kind smile, this kind personality to mimic her sister. But behind closed doors, she is such a critical, judgmental bitch.
She's also a scary bitch.
Exactly. So I obviously chose a lot of bug types to embody that. Literally, if you would look at her, you would not expect her to bust out with a fucking pincer or a Beedrill as her
Mega Pinsir at best. Like, I almost picked Mega Beedrill, but I like Mega Pinsir a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they just embody that intimidation factor she has. I chose Scyther, though, particularly because of her role as a Demon Slayer. And I feel like Scyther could also compensate for the fact that because she's not strong enough to cut off demon heads, hey, here's your go-to right here.
Yep, just poison him, like with Dustox.
Just put the poison on Scyther's blades, and yeah, you're good.
Yep. Then you got Dustox, like Nate said. Make those demons hallucinate or put them to sleep. Or if Inosuke tries to keep running out of bed, just knock him the fuck out.
That's true.
Oh, no
Inosuke's...
lie. I can kind of see Dustox kind of like resting on Shinobu's head. It's just like,
Oh yeah. Like all the time, it's like you got something on. Yeah.
Or
that's
if anything, like it just blends in with the butterfly clip behind her head.
It's a really big clip.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's
That's not what I. You know what? That's fine. Yeah.
Then you have Excelgor. Honestly, I feel like he also fits in with Shinobu's gimmick. Her style is just speed over everything else, overwhelm your opponent. So why not have a Pokemon almost just as fast, overwhelming them from the shadows?
You know what's crazy? Like, of the two, Excavalier is always the favorite because of its steel type, but Selgor
It's
is
a really
definitely pretty
underrated
kick-ass.
Underrated Pokemon, absolutely his finest. Another underrated and the closest Pokemon that actually looks somewhat elegant but still is fucking terrifying in some ways, Vespiquen.
The queen.
It's a bit of a pain to try to take it down.
The queen bee.
Yep.
Buzz.
Always use Vespiquen in the Beedrill combo. Because like if you try to hurt either of them, it's gonna go very, very, very bad for you.
Oh yeah, it's dead. You're dead.
I also like the variety in that even though these are bug types for the most part, they offer different options for her. Like Beedrill offers an electric route that the others do not have, which could give her more variety.
Yeah, it's true, and Pinsor has that like the ability to also like kind of mimic that whole like rock type because given how it's designed and how it is.
Yeah, we don't need Stone or Zenitsu anymore. Okay, we don't need your fucking Guillaume blind crying bitch ass. We got Shinobu right here.
Damn.
I'm detecting a little salt, Trey. Hang on, let me get some French fries.
Nah, real talk. I love Guillaume, and Zenitsu is.
He's
Zenitsu.
he's there.
Zenitsu is Zenitsu, so.
That's the best way to
It's
describe
the
it.
need to.
Okay, but no, I like it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely like it. It definitely fits with like the bug theme and also how it kind of fixes a little bit of Shinobu's faults and like how people view her as a Hashira.
Yeah, it just I hope this doesn't bug anyone.
Buzz off.
How about we just move along before I drop a Black Widow down Kevin's back?
Yeah. But
Talk dirty to me.
so yeah, pretty solid fourth rounds and a lot of laughers here and there.
Oh yeah. Now let's go 5.
Let's go with the 5-1, and yeah, I'm bringing her back.
Yay, Lena!
Hey,
Oh
okay.
shit! I just realized. Yeah, last round I had Mayumi. Now we have Lena. Nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
so
That's good.
The American.
I decided to go with electric type themed Pokemon because it would actually fit her aesthetic, but I also want to go with American and military themed Pokemon. So I went with this team.
Da, 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 da,
Yo,
da,
hey.
da, holy fuck!
Yo, Lucario, he finally makes it. Oh my god, none of us have had a Lucario until now.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Trey, Lucario is kind of overrated. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love him,
Lucario too.
but he is kind of overrated.
Overrated, but for the good reasons. But anyway,
I'm the one that needs to start having opinions, not you, Kevin.
anyway, with Lena's team, yeah, I feel like this is like probably the most American-like team I had to go with. Blastoise, like, it was a little tricky to figure out what military-themed Pokemon to go for Lena, but I was like, you know what? She would definitely have a Squirtle, and it definitely embodies her like bubbly like energy, especially like in its base form too.
I swear to God, if hers is like Ash, it's gonna wear sunglasses and spin around like a jackass.
Yeah, it would definitely act like that, and no lie, I could see like Lena wearing like a bunch of shades too, like.
I can imagine she's like Tatsuya. And it's like from Horimiya. Remember when they talked to Yamagi and like
Yeah.
they were just standing like I can imagine Lena's right there with Squirtle. Like,
Squirtle.
I understand you're wearing glasses, but why is he wearing glasses?
Squirtle. Cause he looks cool.
Okay then.
And yeah, I almost wanted to go with the Mega Evolution form, but I think G-Max form would definitely be a good reference to her bionic weapon.
Well, I mean, his shell is almost like a battleship.
Okay, but Nate, you're also forgetting the most important thing.
What?
She's a bitch, and we all know bitches
Bitches
love cannons.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, that's
And
it.
speaking of American themed Pokemon, I went with Braviary because, of course, good American Eagle, great flying type. I could definitely see Lena traveling around with Braviary just to get around to places very fast. And speaking of transportation, Miraidon. Because futuristic Pokemon, very powerful Electric type and Dragon type, it would definitely fit Lena's like capabilities as well.
You know, I don't know why, but I feel like Lena would use Miraidon a lot, and to the point where when she's having that chat with Tatsuya at night, and she's like having a moment, you hear Miraidon, "Hey, we gotta go. Your show's gonna start in a few minutes. Let's go."
Oh, right. He's a little bastard.
It'd be funny because
speaking of, like,
he'd probably watch it with her, and he doesn't want to miss it.
Yep. And speaking of versatility, yep, I had to go with Electivire for this one because, damn, I already like the Electabuzz. Electivire just really brings up like how much power Lena packs in her arsenal,
Electra.
Yeah.
especially with the elemental punches as well. And speaking of military prowess, Lucario. I feel like this will be like one of her signature Pokemons because Lucario would definitely copy Lena's mannerisms, not just in military aspect, but also like he would probably be a little annoyed with Lena's like fashion choices, and he'll remember that concert scene. Lucario's gonna be like,
You know, he's security because some guys are gonna try to get it on stage. You just see pictures of Lucario kicking their ass.
Yeah.
Everyone looks at Lucario. He's just like, okay then.
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and Raichu, I almost want to go with base form Raichu, but I was like, you know what? Hawaii is kind of located in the U.S., and Alola Raichu is pretty underrated, so I decided to go with that one. Plus, I decided to pick it purposely for funny factors because all these 5 Pokemon are intimidating. Then we got cute, chubby little Alola Raichu.
Yeah, literally everyone is just right there like, wow,
He stands out, doesn't he?
Hey, he's adorable. He does right. Wow.
Raichu! Plus, yeah, and even though, yeah, don't let the appearance fool you, because Raichu can kick butt.
Especially since Lone Raichu's part psychic, so you're...
Uh-huh.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I just realized there's only 3 types that are used again in this, and everything else is nice. I like it.
Yeah, that's what I've been like doing for most of my Pokemon teams, like 3 types because I want to be versatile.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a
overall,
good-
this
that's
is
a
a
good way
pretty
to go.
American like team that Lena could use and really shows out for potential.
America, fuck
Fuck
yeah!
Coming here to ruin the fucking day, yeah.
Yeah. You know, we should guys, we should do a cover. Let's
Oh my
do
God,
it.
that would be funny as hell.
The notorious historic reviewer. All right, now
Alrighty.
I refuse to sing to that.
Shit, sorry.
Damn.
Oh,
Anyway,
now my
let's move on to another waifu.
Colin!
Yeah, Code
Hey.
Geass. Yeah, Lelouch is true. Well, actually, his second true love. No, well, I'll say third. What do you guys think? Third true love?
Somewhat.
Actually, you know what? Honestly, kind of, yeah, because he did love his classmate before she died.
Yeah, Shirley. Yeah, and then he does love C2 now. So yeah.
So,
Mhm. So
Yeah.
Lelouch has the harem.
Yeah. Anyways, now let's do it.
This is a pretty kick-ass team, not gonna lie.
okay.
Yeah. Now I know Nate. I'm glad you brought up Inferno because he's back. I can imagine. Chimchar represents Colin's childhood. You know how in the pictures we see it, Colin was so outgoing with her brother and her mother when he was still alive. I can imagine she would have a Chimchar. You can see how happy he is. But then after her brother's death, she becomes more steely, has a bigger resolve, and I think Chimchar would notice this and decide, you know what? No more laughing. I'm gonna try to do my best to help Colin, and eventually it becomes a Monferno, then a Fernape. And I can just imagine when she's fighting in the nightmare and something happens, she needs to fix it. Like Infernape would just come in and kick ass, especially with Blaze. Like, goddamn. Oh my god! And I can just imagine she's trying to have talks with Lelouch. And you just see in the distance, Infernape's just right there watching. And Lelouch's like, by the way, before we start, is he gonna be a problem?
Infernape.
No, he's cool. He's just making sure we're not being followed. Are you sure that's the only reason? Oh my god, just funny. Now then we go to Scizor. One it's kind of like the Gurren with the red aspect and the metal and the steel typing bits, but also because I think Scizor kind of represents Colin as well. Like she has this tough armor outside, but inside she's kind of like a softie. So I feel like that's what Scizor represents, and its Megaform is definitely what Colin would want to use to like cut through, because we know the Gurren is kind of kick-ass. Like if it wasn't for Suzaku and his anime protagonist bullshit, Colin would definitely win a lot of her fights, and I feel like Scizor would be a representation of that. Oh my god! And remember that island episode when Colin and Suzaku were stuck there by themselves? I imagine like Suzaku sees Colin like taking a bath in the waterfall. All of a sudden, he feels like he hears a pincer next to him. Oh. It's just like because now Suzaku's like, oh shit.
To be continued.
Oh yeah. And then of course we're gonna move on to more feminine Pokemon with Salazzle. I wasn't planning on giving Colin 3 fire types, but then I realized, yeah, that kind of fits her aesthetic. And Salazzle is like a more feminine Pokemon, and I feel like that kind of represents Colin as well, because she wants to be, in a way, more feminine, but she also wants to be more tomboy. I feel like Salazzle kind of embodies like kind of like her female side being very seductive and stuff, but like then you realize, oh shit, she's deadly, especially with her poison typing and her ability to actually poison steel types. Like, goddamn.
Goddamn corrosion ability.
And of course, Annihilate. I was really I was going to go with Primate because we all know Colin's kind of
high-headed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Annihilate kind of, I feel like, represents her letting go of her anger in a way. Because we know by season 2, she kind of mellows out a bit, has a clearer goal. I feel like Annihilate kind of represents that, where her anger dies and is reborn as something else. You know, like she's still fighting in honor of her brother and fallen comrades, but now she's trying to fight for a new beginning. And I think that's what Armarouge also represents. Like, he's her knight, as she is Lelouch's knight. They're both fighting for the honor of Japan and its people. And honestly, I can imagine like Colin sees a Charcadet like struggling to like fight, and she's like, you know what? This little guy reminds me of me, and I'm gonna take him in. And then it becomes an Armarouge that she definitely like bonds with. And I feel like besides Scizor and Infernape, Armarouge would be like her ace, especially because it's a psychic type too, so it's definitely interesting. And of course, the legendary is one of the legendary swords, Keldeo, a hero of justice.
Ass every image, like why?
Because bronies? There's bronies?
Not so we get a Colin.
Oh yeah, shit, that's true. But anyway, Keldeo kind of also represents Colin. She wants to kind of be a hero of Japan, a reluctant hero, but a hero. And she's always fighting for everyone, and I feel like Keldeo represents that. Plus, I can imagine she loses to Keldeo, she's like, you mother... And she just chases him throughout the region until finding him, and eventually they have a big rematch to where Keldeo loses. So now Keldeo has to fight Colin's Pokemon to prove that he wants to be free. And eventually they kind of respect each other. Though I can imagine Keldeo, like whenever he sees Colin Lelouch, he just shoots her with Hydro Pump just so they can get close. And he's just like right there snickering, while the other Pokemon are just like,
well, both of them are gonna get super soaked.
That's the point. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I think this will be a very interesting team for Colin. Definitely a very deadly one if she was a Pokemon trainer.
Oh yeah, especially with Annihilate with Scizor Burning with the ringer.
Woo, they're so deadly.
I kind of wish Nobu and Colin to not have a match just so I can see Scyther versus Scizor.
Oh, yo, that would be sick.
Yeah,
Like, and I feel like Scizor would not want to Mega Evolve out of respect. Like, he wants to see how strong Scyther is, and he wants to fight him, like, on uneven ground.
Yeah,
so
prove that scissors are better in size.
True. But anyways,
yeah, we're gonna take a break from fire and actually go off with this one.
What?
Yeah.
Weiss!
Yeah,
Weiss.
bringing in White Schnee from Ruby.
Wait, you
Oh,
had
shit.
Weiss and you had Weiss. Nice.
I do.
And I hear Nicholas screaming about Weiss and Ren, but oh well.
That doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, no one
But
does.
we pretty much know, like, just like we mentioned on one for Trey and all that, and especially Mayumi as well. This one has no No way to say it.
Yeah, she's too cool.
Ice types for Weiss. It's
And
easy
two
enough.
steel types too. Nice.
So some steel types, because I definitely wanted to have like some like reference to like her knight, her like magical knights who uses the dust form as well for that. But definitely like Alola Ninetales really came to mind because she's very elegant, she's very feminine, she cares about appearances, but definitely gives off that cold shoulder, literally. In a little Ninetales case with that tail and the mane. I could definitely see like she would probably walk around with this Pokemon if she was ever in again at Beacon Academy.
Yeah, like maybe like as a Vulpix, like she's just walking around next to Weiss with like pride, and like maybe when Ruby tries to be friendly, Vulpix just like or just freezes her, and then eventually when it evolves, that's when, yeah.
I mean, Frostlass kind of like we've said, like what else can I say about Frostlass? Like this actually does kind of fit, regardless of if it's like both an ice and a ghost type of Pokemon, but it's kind of like something that could probably be like an outside source for of help to Weiss, like something she can like rely on, like especially if there's like some like studies or like when her credit card from her family got declined during that festival, she can like like I think Frostlass can probably like not even without even noticing, just like grabbing that bowl and just even giving it to her on the outside.
The owner is gonna be like,
Yeah, that's called theft. That's called theft.
Yeah.
You call it theft, I call it procurement.
But also, King Gambit, we know, like, Nate touched a lot about King Gambit, and I think this definitely, like, brings in the, like, the knightly aspect of, like, the guardians that she summons with her dust power.
yeah, with her glyphs.
So, nothing really much I can say about that one. Weavile definitely is, like, interesting enough, because this is, like, an ice and a dark type, but I think this is also, like, in a way, it can help her manage like close combat, like practicing more with her rapier and not just relying on her glyphs and like her magic for some of the scenarios. Corviknight Knight. I mean, the name says it alone. It's like it's a knightly steed, and it's something that like, especially in battle, like Weiss could easily ride on as well.
You know, I can imagine like a reference to Game of Thrones where you just see Weiss riding that Pokemon, and then all of a sudden you see behind them like an army of frozen knights, and she's like, "Sean!"
Yeah, I could definitely say that. And the last one I chose Glastrier, another like an ice, but also another dark type as well. But I was kind of also just reaching out because I also want to like reference the ice bird that she summons in one of the volumes. I can't remember which volume it was, but
I think it was like volume 5 or
regardless of
6.
that, but this is also like in a way like it's kind of like the kind of a harkening back to volume 1 where they actually fought against the Griffin Grim for during their trial because of the color scheme and the way it's designed. Like, just think, like, people are thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, the hell? I thought you guys killed that thing. Oh yeah, no, this is a completely different. But try facing it in battle. He's a pain.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's really nothing really much I can say because a lot of these Pokemon were mentioned before, and I think it kind of shows off that Weiss can have that, like, elegant side of stuff, but also has that steel determination to be a little bit more, like, in a way, it has like tomboyish and like a female knight aesthetics.
Nice.
can
And
see
know
that.
why, Brandon? I can also like back then I made a Blake team and I have a Weavile in that one too. So imagine the both Weaviles just like getting along at first.
Oshiro isn't happy you're stealing his ideas.
But anyway, moving on to that one. Are we gonna stick to the female trend?
Oh yeah,
Yes, we
yes
are.
we are.
Kagura!
I chose her because I feel like she's also slightly underrated character in her own right.
Severely underrated, yes.
Yes. Wish there was more to her, but overall though, I still like her aesthetic, the whole samurai vibe she's got going on. And of course, with a samurai vibe, I went with a solid as steel ass team.
Hell yeah.
Holy
shit.
hell!
Also,
you-
Trey, fairy type down there.
I mean, it's
You know
true,
what?
Trey.
It's fairy tale.
Yes, yes, fairy tale. That's the only reason why it's there.
Huh?
I believe it, buddy, but go on.
Obviously, I went for a very solid steel route, and I not only just steel, I went after Pokemon in particular that had like a blade swordsman type vibe. Skarmory, while not necessarily a sword, is also like it's sharp as fuck. Like let's look at his wings; it's sharp as fuck. Like I can easily see as Kagura is using her gravity magic to collapse everything around her. She's just flying on top of her Skarmory, and just casually wrecking havoc on whoever's just down below strained. Aegislash, self-explanatory. You got another sword at your arm, but you also have a shield as well for defense. She might honestly use it in its shield form more often than not because like she already has a blade. So like, what's the point?
Mhm.
Excadrill, both as a shout out to my boy Nate. That's one of his favorite Pokemon, also was one of his profile names.
Yep.
But also because that's another method of attack for her as well, from underground as well. Like imagine her keeping her opponent restrained in one position while Excadrill just burrows in from underneath to land like a critical hit at the last moment.
Oh yeah, get that thing Sandstorm with the ability Sandrush. Too late to run.
Then you have Escavalier, even though obviously he's slightly overutilized, it is for a good reason. He's a solid Pokemon to have, and I just like his aesthetic and vibe, and he offers another avenue of just attacking your opponent, like relying more so on just stabbing straight forward. Admittedly, he's a bug type, so he has more weaknesses than most, but I feel like with how powerful Kagura is and the rest of her team, she can compensate for that and work around it.
Well, to be fair, Bug Steel only has one weakness, which is fire, so.
True, she just never has to fight Natsu, ever.
I mean, even so, like she probably power through and just do a double knockout. So who knows?
Yeah. Then you got Bisharp. Honestly, another solid Pokemon to have on her side. Probably the one she would probably utilize the most during combat. Really, because
Oh,
like
yeah.
she's just a solid all-rounder overall.
It'll be funny if like someone tries to use Attract on Bisharp, a male, female trying to use it on Bisharp. They're like, it didn't work. Wait a minute, are you saying? Oh shit, that Bisharp's a girl.
Oh,
It makes sense because Poniard kind of does look like a female, so Bisharp definitely it would make sense for it to be a female too.
It also works as well with Kagura's being from an all-female guild as well.
Yes, true.
Mm.
Then you have Mawile, the most seemingly unassuming but still also scary as fuck Pokemon on her Steam right there.
Oh, look here away, the Venus flytrap in the hair.
Nah, I think it's the yellow skin that's really scary, man.
Yeah, that's true. Shit, it is.
Yeah, well,
Oh my
this
god.
is actually one of Philip's favorite Pokemon.
Hey.
Oh, nice. Well, oh, that's kind of ironic considering how he was ranting on Fairy Tail too. I'm sorry, Philip.
Phil just texted. Fuck you.
Yeah, he just sent the simple emoji. This.
But I think Mawile also represents, like, at least visually, just the underlying rage that she has beneath her. Because, like, she can hold a grudge for a while. Justified for a lot of reasons.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
So,
fuck her brother.
Okay, continue, Trey. Continue.
But regardless, I feel like this is an overall solid team. I also love the Mega Evolution option for Mawile as well. Like, I can just see it being her go-to finisher. And I feel like Mawile, besides Bisharp, would be the one she would have around walking casually, just as a representation of her femininity as a character.
Oh, I can imagine someone tries to open the door, Mawa just like growls at them, like, we can open the door ourselves, bitch.
Oh
It's
yeah, she
just-
growls. Oh, so she growls only at men, not women.
Yeah. Female empowerment.
Exactly.
Nice. So wow, we got a female
Chivalry is
squad.
dead.
Yeah.
Bitch, we don't need chivalry. She's a knight herself.
Still nice, Trey. I like your team, Trey. I like it.
Yeah, solid female team. So yeah, we're on the final stretch of this one.
Yeah.
I started out with one of my boys, Gachio. I'm gonna start with one of my boys from Mamana Shonen.
Yuta.
Yuta!
Yay.
Yuta.
The guy who.
Yeah, very good character. Really love the development in this in the prequel, and I love some of the contribution that he had in the manga as well. So I, of course, had to go with Ghost Types for this one, and I had to be versatile with this one.
Holy shit.
Holy.
He has
One,
a
two.
Mew?
He has a yeah, I was like, he has a Mew?
You'll see why. You'll see.
Yeah,
why.
you'll see why. Skeledirge, I did it in reference to Inumaki because Inumaki's ability relies on voice speech abilities. And we all know that Skeledirge's main gimmick relies on his vocal-based attacks as well. So
I mean,
it'll be a good reference.
I mean, his main attack is called Torch Song. So.
Yeah. Well, it's like I see like as like a Point Coco, it's like trying to cheer up Yuta during his downtime, but over time, like as a trainer, whew, it would actually show how scary Yuta can be, especially if he pulls out Skeletor to some other Pokemon.
You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, speaking of intimidation, Lie Score. I did this. It's one of the two references of Rika, the cursed spirit that is freaking deadly, and we know how powerful Gliscor is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
Was
Thank God.
I can also see like being like Ash's Gliscor, where it's just affectionate towards Yuta.
Oh, poor Yuta. He's always gonna get body slammed, even when he's training with Maki. Just somehow, Gliscor's like, "Yuta, what the fuck? Oh come on! I was training. I was actually gonna win. No, you weren't.
Stealer.
But I was gonna win. No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
Oh.
Aw.
Gliscor.
Oh.
And speaking of like representing potential, Mega Gyarados. 'cause-
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we
Oh
all
my
know that Yuta started off as like weak, timid, almost like a Magikarp, but over time, he became a freaking beast. And we all know how powerful Gyarados is, and especially with its Mega form.
Yeah, because it
Oh,
finally
yeah,
gets rid of that stupid ass flame.
that was definitely like him and Rika going ape shit on Ghetto.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I can
Dude,
definitely see him like
Dude,
summoning Rika
imagine
and Mega
Gyarados
Gyarados.
joining in on that beatdown on Ghetto.
Like, imagine it bites Geto's arm off, and he's like, "Oh, you motherfucker!" Like, goddamn.
I don't even have reverse curse technique, you dick.
And yeah, I know Mew is a very odd choice, but here's the reason. It can actually represent Yuta as well, because we all know that Yuta is very soft, very spoken, very friendly. But if we remember, Yuta's main gimmick is copying the other abilities of the sorcerers. And what is Mew's thing? It knows all the moves. From Gen 1 to Gen 9.
So-
yeah, that's busted.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah. I almost went with Mewtwo, but I feel like Mew would really fit Yuta a bit more.
Nah,
I
Mewtwo is like it's more for like more damage. It doesn't really have like too much versatile defensive stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, I can imagine like Mew like just always appearing in Yuta's room. Yuta's like thinking, "I'm gonna catch it," so he throws the Pokeball. Mew smacks it away. So Yuta keeps going like. "Ah!" Oh, come on, please. Yeah. You're such a dick.
Yeah.
Rika's rabbit
Aegis Slash, I went with that one to represent him utilizing blades a bit more, because, yeah, he's going to need something to fight with, and I can honestly imagine, like, he finds a Hone Edge that he can actually use as a sparring partner with to start off easy before he can actually, like, get better at it and then actually be on equal footing to Maki.
Yeah, but just remember, Aegis Slash drains the life force of anyone who grabs it.
Yeah, so, like, it'll be pretty
Hey.
risky for Yuta, but,
Yuta will be fine. He has reverse curse technique.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, okay. Sure, why not?
And that would actually work well with Houndstone, because, yeah, it's a pretty tragic Pokemon. Like Yuta, it's like Yuta as well. Too. As its pre-evolution form, yeah, it's pretty fucked up for what happened. And as its like final form, this is a pretty underrated ghost type Pokemon as well. So I can see like Yuta bring that out when nobody would at least expect it. Especially when it like fades into the shadow and it just appears like, oh jeez, where did you come from?
And you're just like, oh, can't be mad at you. That's cute.
So yeah, overall, some people would think like, well, this is an interesting team. Do not underestimate this team. Just like Yuta. You make the wrong move, you're dead.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to fight
Hey,
Yuta.
hey, Sukuna, you listening?
Hey, bitch.
He's whimpering aside.
Now I want to see Sakuda's Pokemon team.
Oh no.
Oh, he's
What?
gonna have the most busted team ever.
Hacks.
He and Mahito would have busted teams, and Gojo.
Hacks.
No, see, the thing is with Sukuna, he wouldn't just go for the most OP team. He would go for the most, like, statistically high functional team just to make you piss yourself.
Basically.
Jeez, what a petty bitch.
Yep, so, Kevin, you started off with Natsu, and you're actually ending someone that is actually pretty smart.
Jeez, Natsu's not that dumb. Goddamn. But yeah, it's Suzune Horikita from the Elite.
Yeah, I had to go with the short hair style, because it's actually really cute.
It is, but
I prefer the short-haired style myself.
I mean, it's cute, but I do miss her long hair. I don't know. I just like being dominated by her. Wait, what? Anyways,
Okay.
Play, clip that, clip it.
no, don't believe though.
We
Okay,
already
good.
recorded, so.
Fuck. All right. Now her team. This was hard, but I think it actually fits her due to her intelligence. So a lot of psychic users. So we'll start off with her starter, Meowscarati, aka Weed Cat. I feel like I know Suzune was seen with with some stuffed animals, so I can imagine one day she actually finds a Sprigatito and decides, you know what, I want to keep it. And as she grows to try to become a student in the student council like her brother, she needs to get smarter. So her Sprigatito starts growing with her, eventually becoming a Masquerade. And I can imagine Masquerade is like as much as she loves Suzune, she'll tease her. Like I can imagine when Suzune's writing, you suddenly like her book's levitating, like give it back, give it back.
Especially since it's like a magician theme like Pokemon, so it'll just make it disappear.
Oh, what? But no, like, I can imagine they have a good dynamic. Absol, though, I feel like also represents Suzune because of, you know, everyone thinking she's like disastrous, like she's not worth it, but deep down we know Suzune is also caring. You know, like Absol. Absol might not look like it doesn't care, but it really does try to warn people about disasters, even though it ends up kind of bringing the disaster. And no lie, I can just imagine like when she's in a room, like she's sitting down in her bed, like Absol's just right there on her lap, she's stroking it. Like you can see like one of the few moments her shell cracks and you just see her soft side. Plus, you know, don't have Ayano Koji piss off Absol because Absol will fuck him up. Let's be real. Lapras definitely, I think it fits her soft side because, you know, Suzune is a good person and a good swimmer, so I feel like Lapras will be interesting. Plus, I can imagine Lapras sometimes cools off Suzune when she's getting heated, and Suzune's just always pissed, but yet she can't be mad because in her eyes, Lapras can do no wrong. And oh my god, the pool episode, I feel like she would definitely bring Lapras just to have fun.
Yeah,
Speaking
that was a interesting skill. I didn't know she was that good at, which is swimming.
I know, right? Speaking of swimming, Milotic. Remember her brother always kind of gave her a hard time because, you know, she didn't think she was worthy? Well, Beavis, everyone calls ugly, disgusting, worthless, and I feel like Suzune would kind of sympathize with it, and eventually she would learn about the heart scale and help it evolve into Milotic, representing Suzune's growth as a character, you know, because she went from being isolated and introverted to becoming now a more open member of her class. Plus, both her and Milotic are just gorgeous, and I think it admits. Mischievous kind of just fits more of her intelligence, you know, because she does study a lot. She is kind of one of the smartest people in her class, and she's also coming up with strategies, especially like when Ryu was trying to blackmail them and such. So she's trying to outplay him, especially with that bitch, the blonde bitch that was trying to get her kicked out during the test.
Yeah.
Then her final Pokemon. This was tough thinking of a good Pokemon for a legendary Pokemon. But then I remember Latias and its Mega form. I feel like Latias definitely represents kind of the child in Suzune. Always trying to play with her, but also kind of represents her majestic side. So, I can imagine like whenever Suzune is like trying to sleep, she just hears a knock. Like she looks at her window. There's Latias. She's like, "Let me sleep. One ride." Yeah. Okay. Like I can just imagine she just loves like riding her Latias, even though Latias can be mischievous, especially when she's trying to study for a test or do something. Latias is always trying to align the mood, and I think that just represents her. So, yep, that's Suzune's team.
Why do I imagine Latia's like doing the same thing that Ayano Koji did during the meeting, just pinching her side?
Oh, jeez.
Oh god.
And everyone, no, you know the scary part? Latias can disappear. Remember, it can turn invisible. So
you wouldn't know.
Just things like she'll probably like stab Ayano Koji with a pencil again, just to think
Please.
like did you seriously pinch me again?
No, yeah, but even Ayano Koji's like, I didn't do anything.
Evidently, all you want. You know my answer ain't wrong.
All right, now let's move on.
And also, ironic that we
Yeah,
talked
it's
about
ironic
this
on
character.
this one, actually.
Oh,
No fucking way.
He took a page from Trey, and now he's taking a page from me.
So
I chose Ayano Koji.
So the start of the video, it was Gajeel, then Natsu. Now in the end of the video, it's Suzune and Kiyotaka.
Yeah, and you
Oh
know.
god.
So like,
Oh my
I was
God,
originally
Mike.
gonna say like he was also the psychic one, but I actually swapped that out for Rin. So I
Okay.
figure like, well, actually, like he is still smart, but what is something we didn't know that he was good at? He fucking
Calligraphy.
throws hands.
Oh, I was gonna
Wait,
say
doesn't
piano
he-
and calligraphy.
Yeah.
So but I actually went with some fighting Pokemon for Ayano Koji.
Okay, holy shit.
Two
Yeah.
starters.
Actually,
That's
it does.
broken.
So yeah, like for smart stuff is definitely like a Medicham. Like that's considered like a very smart psychic Pokemon. I'm still gonna use that style, but it's not gonna be like his main go-to thing. As people may know, Ayano Koji is a very smart motherfucker. He's like almost 5 steps ahead of everybody. He knows how to read the room and also how to play everything to either his advantage or to someone else that he like can use as a tool later on. But I think Medicham can also like, this is like a way of like he's calm, he's cool, he's collected, and Medicham is kind of that way of keeping him like that. But yeah, the thing that we didn't really know about him, how he would like throw hands, and that was definitely how Blaziken comes into play.
Once
mean-
again, and Yanshao.
Yeah, like Blaziken and Yanshao, like these two like show off like his physicality. Like he's not like Ayano Koji's not a wimp at all. Like he is physically like he can keep up with people. I mean, he beat the shit out of that jackass at the end of season 1. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
You have Ryukin. Like,
holy hell, you were not expecting that in a show like this. So I think like probably definitely like the reason why he's that good is probably because he was training with these two, and that's probably why as well like Miamshao and Blaziken are just that good. Like people are like scared to go against these because they actually know about Ayano Koji. They know his movesets because they're basically the same thing. He was training with them even when he was a kid. I think also the thing is like is Armor Rouge. Like it's definitely a like we know it's a psychic fire type, but I think it's also like what drew me into that one is like he has like this cold expression, but the flames inside Armarouge are kind of like the fact that like Ayanokoji's like his drive and like what his main goal is. So not really sure about that, but also I guess the Delphox. Delphox kind of like is interesting. It's gonna be like that female like inspiration, like how he like views Kei Karazawa, Suzune, Ichinose as well. It's kind of like he does have like he's not a monster. He's not a cold person,
Yeah,
and so like Delphox is kind of like that like inspiration. Like there's like a warmth to these characters. Like he will go out of his way to help them, even if it is to use them for something to like benefit himself. It's also to benefit them. I think that's all because that will also go with like Delphox's like Mega Evolution. I'm pretty sure. Not sure though.
That doesn't have a Mega.
Yeah, but the last one, Cobalion. Wasn't too sure about this one, but then I simply realized like I kind of need another like a thing to kind of like represent Ayanokoji, and it's definitely like his frigidness. Like he's definitely like very cold to a lot of people. Like you don't know what he's thinking or how like he doesn't express it. So I think Cobalion is kind of like that it's almost like a mirror for him to look at. Like this is like is this who you are? Is this the person you want to be? And plus, it's just a really well designed Pokemon. I think it kind of shows off a little bit of Ayanokoji's has tricks up his sleeve about what Pokemon will he use next.
Yeah, I can definitely see him using Cobalion for an intimidation factor, just to show how serious he's actually getting.
And ask Gildius to actually have a legendary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, overall, wow, nice
I like
team.
it. It's so broken. You have two starters, but you know what? Ayanokoji is definitely that broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would definitely fit that.
You would
All right, for the last one tonight.
Trey, you gotta finish us strong.
Oh, let's hope you guys like this one. I'm going with Kurame.
Damn.
I mean, to be fair, wait. I'm guessing you switched from Akane to her sister based on the manga?
It's more so I just wanted to go for Kurame besides Akame this time around.
You have 1 minute to explain why.
Look. Being real, yeah, she did get kind of done dirty by her story. I ain't gonna lie, but when she was actually focused on for a bit, she was actually decently cool. She took on Night Raid almost entirely by herself the first time her and Diego fought. That's pretty badass.
Not wrong.
Yeah, it's still pretty effective. And this team, wow.
Yeah, I chose a ghost route because of her gimmick of, using the undead of which she's slain to fight. So I went for kind of a mixture of just unsettling Pokemon to really go for that vibe. I feel like the one that embodies that the most is Mimikyu.
I did Kevin froze.
Yeah, it's what it is. We'll keep going.
Yeah. Continue.
But overall, though, yeah, I went for this gimmick of just unsettling creatures. You have Dusknoir, obviously, sitting there
Holy shit.
When you think of Ghost Pokemon, he was probably one of the first one that came to mind. I gotta have him on this team. Why not? Because when she could probably bring him out, she's probably gonna use him as the more brute force member of her team more than anything else.
You know what? One strategy she could do? Trick Room, because Trick Room pretty much makes it so that the slowest Pokemon
can be
go
fastest.
first.
The slowest Pokemon can go fast, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
There we go. Fucking stupid ass center. I'm sorry, guys.
That would actually be a good counter to if she ever had to fight her sister again. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly, because now Akame would be the slowest, or her team at least. So now Kurama is fucking with her.
Mm-hmm.
Have a taste of your own medicine, Akame.
God damn it!
Then you have Trevenant. Honestly, now I'm looking at it, its design reminds me of like the Leshen from Witcher. Like,
Yeah, it does.
that's like a pretty dope ass design. And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Leshen also get access to certain fire type moves, or am I tripping and think of something else?
It
Wait,
does have access to Will-O-Wisp.
Ah, that's what I'm thinking.
So that is a fire move. So yeah, technically, yeah.
Overall, though, like I can imagine that like nobody would really be expecting a tree to start bursting out ethereal fire. Like I can imagine like Wave training with a Kurame, and then she brings out Trevenant, and he's like, "It's just a fucking tree. What is it gonna do?" And it just sets his ass on fire.
Ah!
Then you have Miss Magius, also another go-to ghost Pokemon, also part dark, if I'm recalling correctly. Correct?
Miss Magius? It's pure ghost.
You're a ghost? Okay, then I don't know shit. Either way, this is also another Pokemon that felt also needed to be on here along with Dusknoir. Another Pokemon that can also serve as a crowning staple. An underrated one, Banette. And also... Yo, that thing needs to be utilized more, because this design is fucking great.
It is.
Yeah,
It's a
Megaform
nice
really-
design.
Yeah,
does
not only
help
that, but the lore of it pretty much possessing the doll of someone who just abandoned it is just so fucked up that it represents Kurame and Akame in a nutshell. Like she thinks Akame just up and left her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
Thank you,
actually,
Gentleman.
you know, tying into that lore, I can see Kurame finding a doll and thinking it's cute. Then all of a sudden it turns into a Banette, and she's like, "Oh, now you're even cuter." And that's how you have Pokemon.
Jesus Christ.
And finally, Marshadow, the seemingly least imposing of the six. Damn, it's still unsettling.
It's the only. Oh, no, now it's not, because I was saying it's the only ghost fighting, but now it's not.
Nope. I can honestly see this as like a Pokemon that would be like underestimated, but also due to its size and her role as like an assassin hunter, I can see her using this Pokemon also for recon and specific assassination moments. Like imagine just opening your door to your bathroom and you just see this thing sitting on your desk and like, is this a fucking doll? Only for it to just snap your fucking neck.
You know what's also creepier is that this thing can manipulate your emotions. Like you can hide in the shadows, just manipulate to like where you're now a little angry or you're having like nightmares and shit. So just imagine like Kurame just like tries to get rid of the strongest people in like a camp. So she sends Marshall out to just like fuck with them.
Oh yeah, it'd be like how in Assassin's Creed you can just shoot berserk darts at everyone and just watch them keep killing each other.
Yes.
Basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also like how you pick Mimikyu too. Yeah, it's a fairy type, but it does represent her loneliness too.
Mm-hmm. It also kind of like embodies how like it's essentially considered a lesser carbon copy of Pikachu, like how people consider Kurame to be the lesser equivalent of Akame.
You know what's so fucked about Mimikyu? The thing that it's wearing, that's a dead Pikachu skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and its ability disguise. First turn, gets hit, doesn't take damage.
Oof, that's busted.
You know?
Yeah, so
Honestly?
yeah, so overall, yeah, we actually had some pretty solid teams. Like, wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like this. This
I would
was
say
fun. Part 3?
Depends.
Maybe in the future.
I would say I have the best teams.
I mean, one of them I was a little iffy on, but other than that, I was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not Kurame. Kurame was actually pretty good. Creepy as shit, but good.
So yeah. This is a happy birthday belated video to you, Nate. This was fun. It was still fun.
It was very
next
fun.
next one, unless it's actually mine, coming up in literally just about a week, almost in October already. That's crazy.
I know, right?
So yeah, we'll be sure to share that news when we actually do it, because it's a fun video for all of us.
Oh man, I'm actually excited to hear.
So check you guys out. Yeah, nice video. Have a good night.